Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. We'll be using just a mat for today, so we do not need any equipment. We are going to get started by laying on our backs. So get onto your mat and make sure that there isn't anything hindering your positioning. So move any hair bands or anything out of the way that's preventing you from relaxing straight down. We're going to focus on our breathing first of all. So just placing your hands on your ribs, I find that this really helps you connect with your breath and also the movement of your ribs. I want you to take some deep breaths in and out, breathing in through the nose, and as you exhale through the mouth, but almost as though you're blowing through a straw. So don't release the breath just without any intention. Think about blowing through a straw and in a controlled fashion. Feel those ribs expand and then also just feel them slide down and intentionally try and bring the ribs down closer to your pelvis. We have a few more breaths to take in this position, and I really want you to try and focus on connecting your breath and the movement. Really focus your attention and intention on the class we're about to take. And we have one more. And exhale. And now we're going to focus on our pelvis. So placing your hands on your hip bones, I want you to roll that pelvis forward, bringing your lower back off the ground, and then roll that pelvis backwards, bringing your lower back flush with the mat. So roll it again forwards, and as you can see, when you roll it forwards, you should be able to move your hand underneath that lower back, and then roll it again backwards, bringing your back flat down onto the mat. What we're doing here is becoming more aware of where our neutral spine is, and that will be somewhere between the anterior tilt and the posterior tilt that we've just been moving through. We're now going to get ready to roll up, so extend your legs out in front of you and then reach your arms up overhead, keeping them straight. Take a deep breath in, and then on the exhale, curl your chin down towards your chest and roll up, flexing your feet and reaching as far forward as you can possible with your fingertips. You want to think about keeping that belly button pressed in towards the spine and roll back down, vertebra by vertebra. So your lower back should touch the mat first, then the mid back, and then the upper back. And we're going to do the same again, repeating the same pattern of movement, remembering to flex our feet and reach as far forward as we can, keeping those arms straight and long ahead, and remembering to keep the core engaged. And again, as we lower down, you want that lumbar spine to touch, then the thoracic spine, and then the upper thoracic and cervical come down towards the mat. We have a few more here, so keep going through this movement, being intentional with that breath, and also taking your time, feeling the backs of your legs stretch, feeling how when you flex your feet, your hamstrings become involved, keeping those arms straight and the shoulders away from the ears, and curling through the spine to make sure that you move vertebra by vertebra. And keep going. We have some more here. Keep going. Don't rush through the movement. Take your time with it. This is one of the fundamental movements in Joseph Pilates' original repertoire, so it's a great one to become familiar with. And keep going, remembering to keep that core engaged by bringing that belly button towards the spine. We have one more here. Keep using the breath and the arms, and keep that form by stretching as far forward possible with your fingertips. Lowering ourselves back down slowly, vertebra by vertebra, until we're resting fully back on the mat. Well done. And now you're back on the mat, you can lower your arms down. We're now going to bend our legs and lay our feet flat on the ground, and just intentionally find that neutral spine again. So tilt forward and backwards and find yourself in the middle. Bring your hands behind your head and interlock your fingers. Exhale to raise up and inhale to lower yourself back down. And prepare to go again, exhaling as you curl up, making sure you keep that chin off the chest, inhaling to lower back down. You don't want to put any strain on your neck, so think about pressing your head into your hands and keep your gaze between your thighs as you look up. Make sure you inhale and exhale as you lower back down. Think about sliding your ribs towards your pelvis when you move up, rather than trying to lift too far up off the mat. And roll up, and what we're going to do this time is hold here, and we're going to raise that left leg up and lower it back down. Preferably exhaling as you lift the leg to engage that core and lowering it back down gently. The key in this movement is to move slowly and also to move with your breath. So as you raise that leg, think about trying to bring yourself a tiny bit further up, and also really bringing that belly button down towards the spine and trying to feel that crunch in the anterior part of your abdomen, in your rectus abdominis. Keep that gaze between the thighs and keep your elbows wide if you can feel them closing in. There'll be a temptation now to close with the elbows and bend your chin down. Resist that temptation and keep the head heavy in the hands. We are on our final two. Last one. And lower that leg down. Well done. Lower your head down to the mat and just take a nice deep breath in here. But we are not done. Now we're going to go back into that same positioning and roll up. And with the left leg, extend that leg as far as you can and then bring the knee in towards the nose. This is our burn for the rectus abdominis, and also we're going to get into the obliques. We're using our hip flexors here to help extend and bend that leg. We're keeping that chin off the chest, and we're also using our breath with an exhale as the knee comes in. We have a couple more here, making sure we keep that gaze between the thighs, and when we extend the leg, point that toe as far as we can. Now what we're going to do is turn towards that left leg, extend your arm out and turn back. We're getting into the obliques now. So extend the leg, crunch towards that side, extend your arm, bring your arm back, and then back to center. Extend the leg, and I know this is burning right now. We only have a few here. Let's keep going. Think about bringing the elbow to the knee rather than bringing your knee in towards the elbow. We really want to twist through that torso. Keep going. Keep your discipline in the movement. We only have two more here, and then we are, you've probably guessed, going to pulse. And then bring your elbow towards the knee, extend that arm out. One last time, and now we're going to keep that knee where it is, and we are just going to turn the body towards the knee. So really think about twisting through that torso, and as I said before, bringing the elbow towards the knee rather than bringing the knee in towards the elbow. And this is the last one. Big twist, and return back to center. Lower the leg down and lower your head. Take a few deep breaths in here and recover. Now we're going to prepare to do the same on the opposite side. So taking a deep breath in, exhale and roll up. Lift your right leg up and extend. Remember, we want to keep that head up and heavy in the hands, keeping the chin up off the chest, and your gaze should be between your thighs. When you extend, think about sending that foot as far forward as possible, so you want to really reach forward with it. And when you bring that knee in, think about engaging the core and crunching in with your abdominal muscles. We only have a few more here before we're going to add in the twist. Last one. Hold the knee where it is, and then you want to twist towards it with your torso and extend your left arm. Twist back and extend the leg. Keep going here, and remember to exhale as you turn. We want to get as much of a twist in the torso as possible, and then extend that leg up as far as you can. We have a few more here. Keep going. Fight the temptation to hold your breath. You want to move with your breath. So exhale as you twist, and inhale to return to center. When you extend, think about extending your fingertips as far as you can. And when you extend your leg, also think about reaching that toe as far forward as possible. Think about how far you can extend that leg rather than how low you can place the leg. This is the last one now. And as we did on the previous side, you're going to hold the knee in place, and all that's going to move is our upper body. Our torso is going to twist towards that right knee and back to center. Making sure that we exhale as we twist, and as before, you're not bringing that knee in towards the body, we're twisting the elbow towards the knee. And rest down. That was your last one. Well done. You might want to take a nice stretch here. I find that bringing the knees into the chest and just turning side to side with the hips gives a nice release of the muscles. Just taking a few breaths in here. You've worked really hard on the core. And gently placing your feet back down to the mat. We're now going to prepare for our hundreds. There are a variety of different positions that you can place your legs during the hundreds. Tabletop is usually a good one, especially if you are a beginner. So what we do in the hundreds is we're going to press down with the arms with your palms facing towards the mat. So just to take you through some other positionings, you can do this with your feet flat on the ground as I'm showing now, or you can raise your legs up into tabletop, and at more advanced you can straighten the legs, lowering them if that's available to you. So we're going to get ready now. Inhale, exhale, raise your head, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, out, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, out. Keep going, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, out, in, out. And we are done. Well done. Lower your head down towards the mat and extend your legs out flat into the mat, and just take a nice long stretch here, raising your arms above your head so you can really get stretched within your core. Another really nice exercise is to lay your arms out as I've done, and just bend your knees and turn your head the opposite side to your knees. This is really nice through that thoracic spine to get that nice stretch, given how much oblique work we've done, as well as how hard we've worked the rectus abdominis. Take a few deep breaths here. Well done, you're doing really, really well. Okay, we've been lying down this whole class, so it's time to get up, and we're going to get into a 4-point kneel. So just raise yourself up off the mat. And as you can imagine, in a 4-point kneel, we're going to be on our knees. And you want to think about alignment here. So you really want to have your wrists underneath your shoulders and make sure that your knees are in alignment with your hips. Don't lean too far forwards and don't lean too far back. Bring your belly button towards your spine, untuck your toes, and just raise your knees up off the ground. We're going to hover here just for 10 seconds. Keep going. And lower those knees back down. Well done. How did that feel? I'm hoping you said good, because we're going to go again. So bringing in your belly button towards your spine, raise those knees up off the ground and hover here. We're holding for 10. Remember to keep breathing whilst you're up here. Don't hold your breath. And lower back down. Wonderful. Tuck your toes under. We're going to go again now. And raise the knees, hovering above for 10 seconds. Try to make sure you keep your gaze in alignment with the mat and not looking down towards the knees. We don't want to put any strain on that neck. Take a few breaths quickly and we go back up again. Holding here, breathing, keeping that core engaged. Keep holding and lower back down. This is the last one now. We're going to go up and hold here. Well done. And lower back down. Fantastic work. Untuck the toes and just get back into a child's pose. Stretch those arms forwards and just try and release the wrists. Make sure you get a nice stretch in your lower back and of course in those thighs. Now getting back into the 4-point kneel position, I want you to position your elbows facing towards the back of the room. So you want to have your elbows facing backwards as you lower yourself down. First of all, think about your core and make sure you're bringing that belly button towards the spine, and then lower yourself down. What's important in this position is that you're not bringing your bum towards your heels. Your hips should stay above your knees as you press down, and this should be felt in your arms, most importantly in those triceps. You may not be able to get the elbow all the way down to the mat, but try and get down as far as you can. And remember, the positioning is that your elbows should be facing backwards, so you shouldn't be flaring your elbows out towards the sides. This is not a chest press. We really want to focus mostly on those triceps. So the most important things to think about here is making sure you're not leaning back with your bum. Lower yourself down and push yourself up. Think about pushing the ground away through the palms of your hands. So not so much through the fingertips or fingers, but really in the palmar aspects of your hands. Keep going here. Keep your weight forward, and we have a few more here. Your arms will be getting tired now. Keep on going. We have one more. And then just because we can and we're super strong, we're going to untuck those toes and we're going to do one more bear plank. So hold up and lower. Well done. Back into a child's pose. Release the pressure from those wrists. And we are back in a 4.0, very short break for us. We are going to extend that left leg out and point as far as we can. And we are going to start working into the lower body and the glutes. So I want you to lift and lower that left leg. The key here is to keep that leg straight and imagine you are being pulled. There's somebody tugging you from your big toe. So you really want to think about extending as much as you can. A common mistake people make here is lifting the leg too high and therefore dumping all of the pressure into the lower back. You do not have to lift your leg that high to feel this exercise where it should be felt. Focus on your breath, focus on lengthening, and focus on moving in a controlled fashion. The speed that you raise the leg should be the speed that you lower the leg. And you have one more here. And on the last one, we're going to hold that leg where it is, point with the toe, and we're going to draw little circles. Think about a small plate. Round, choose the direction. I chose to start anti-clockwise, but keep going with those circles. Imagine you're painting a circle on the wall behind you with your big toe. Keep going around and hold here, opposite direction. I know it's burning, we're nearly there. Keep going around and keep that leg high. Resist the temptation to lower the leg. Keep the discipline in the circle shape. Almost there. Last one, but I didn't say it was over. Let's rainbow. Tap that toe and rainbow over. So now we're going to imagine we're drawing a rainbow. We only have a couple here because I'm not that mean, but let's get it. Tap that big toe and extend it over behind you. Imagine you're drawing a semicircle or a rainbow. I don't know about you, but right at this moment, my glutes were on fire. But let's push through that feeling because we only have a few more. Keep the discipline in the movement. Tap that big toe down. Well done. And the only thing better than resting now is bringing that knee to your nose. So we're going to take a nice crunch in, try and bring that knee to the nose, and then extend that leg back out. Crunch in, exhale, bring the knee to the nose, and extend that out. So remember, we're bringing in our head as well, so we're going to try and make a nice shape with our thoracic spine, and then extend out. I know you probably don't like me right now, but you are going to like the results. So let's keep going. You're getting stronger by really pushing yourself here. I know you're shouting at the TV saying, how many more? 5, I promise. And then that will be the end of this short sequence. Keep going. Remember to check in with your breath. Move intentionally. When you extend as far as you can through that big toe. We only have a couple left. Well done. And that's it. Bring your knee down, relax back, and just actually, you can twist out those wrists if you have quite sensitive wrists. We've been on them for quite some time now. I find these movements really help with just releasing any tension. You can go ahead and fix your hair, get a drink of water, and we're going to prepare to do the opposite side. So once you're ready, we're going to get back into the 4-point kneel and we're going to start at the beginning of the sequence. Once you have found your positioning, make sure that your wrists are underneath your shoulders and your knees are below your hips. Raise that right leg and remember to extend as far back as possible as you can with your big toe. Think about pushing the ground away so that you don't sink in between your shoulder blades. You want to have a very strong upper body, and again keep that gaze ahead of your hands, so don't drop your head down. Think about creating a long straight line from the tip of your head all the way to your tailbone. Remember what I said before about raising that leg but not raising it too high so that your lower back doesn't arch in and fall down. Now we're going to get into our circles. So remember drawing those medium to small sized circles in one direction, and we're here for 10. Keep going. Remember to keep that leg straight. And we are going to swap sides shortly. Now, in the opposite direction, draw those same circles. Keep a discipline in that movement. Keep that toe long. Make sure you don't dump into the lower back. And then now we're going to rainbow. Bring that toe all the way to one side and then to the opposite. Just touching it down gently on the floor, making sure you're not taking a rest. You're just tapping the floor and then raise it straight back up. Keep going, we're only here for a few. Well done. And remember our surprise. We are now bringing that knee into the nose. Keep going here and extend out as far as you can with the toe. Tucking in the nose, trying to bring the nose towards the knee, and then extending that toe all the way back out. Try and get some mobility through the thoracic spine in this movement. So like a cat-cow stretch, we really want to try and arch in that thoracic spine as we curl to bring the nose to the knee. Keep going here. We're using our breath with our movement, and this is a fantastic movement as we are using the muscles in the shoulders and the arms to stabilize us, in the rectus abdominis and deep core to crunch, and our glutes and our legs as well to extend that leg out. So it's a fantastic full body exercise, and you will be feeling it. There aren't that many left. I promise I am counting. You have one more. Lower down. Well done. You are really going to want to take a good stretch here. So let's do a child's pose. Bring those knees apart and stretch those fingers out as far possible. And really take some deep breaths here. And just so we can get into the sides a little bit more in this, you can bring your right hand on top of your left hand and really feel that stretch down the right hand side. Take a few deep breaths in here, really trying to open that rib cage with each breath. Pushing back with your bum as far as you can onto your heels. We're going to change sides, bringing the left hand on top of the right whilst we push back, and take some deep breaths here, opening up through the left hand side and the left rib cage. And now we're going to roll over and lay on our backs for the next movement. Laying on our backs, we're now going to prepare for a single leg stretch. So you will roll up and lift your head and shoulders off the mat, looking between the thighs, bringing your legs into tabletop and using one hand to support the ankle and the other to support the knee. Bring that bent leg in towards the chest. We're going to alternate legs, so straighten out the alternate leg whilst you bring in the other knee towards the nose. And continue with this fashion of supporting your ankle and knee. I like to do a small double pulse as I bring the knee in, and then make sure you release and extend that toe out as far as it can go. As always, it's really important that you're not holding your breath here. You want to be breathing throughout the movement. I like to have 2 sharp exhales as I bring the leg in, and then inhale as I extend the leg out. Just 3 more here. 2 more. And last one. Well done. You can now lower your feet and lower your head down to the mat. Take a nice stretch here by bringing your knees in towards your chest and giving them a hug, remembering to breathe. You can rock gently side to side. And we're now preparing for the final exercise. So raise the head up off the mat and extend your legs out. Remember to keep the chin up off the chest. We're going to bring everything in as tight as possible, bringing those knees in towards the nose, and then extend everything out as far as you can. So crunching inwards, making yourself as small as possible, and then extending by stretching those toes out as far away as possible. I suggest exhaling when you bring everything in as tight as possible, and then inhaling to extend and make yourself as long as possible. Now we can take this to the next level and extend our arms out, stretching our fingertips as far away as possible when we extend our legs, and bringing everything back in close together. If this is available for you, just try it. We only have a few here. If not, just continue as you were. Wonderful work. We have 1 more here, and try and make it your best one. Extend as far out as possible, hold, and bring everything back in. Well done. Lower your feet down to the mat, and then you can relax your head back down to the mat as well. Extend your legs out in front of you, and you can extend your arms up overhead and just take a few deep breaths in here, really feeling that stretch through the body and through the abdominal muscles. Placing one hand on your abdomen and the other on your chest, just close your eyes and bring yourself to a gentle stillness. Really connect with the breath and thank your body for moving. Thank yourself for joining the class today to move. Now we're just going to get into a stretch to help release any tension that may have built up through that spine. Bringing your arms up and flat on the mat, twist your legs and your knees to drop to the right hand side and feel that stretch through the thoracic spine. Bringing yourself back to center, do the same on the opposite side, just dropping the knees down. You can also help increase the stretch by looking in the opposite direction. And we're going to repeat that on the opposite side after we've taken a breath in here. Let's just bring those knees around again and turn your head in the opposite direction and just take a few deep breaths in here. Well done. And now for a figure 4 stretch, just bring that right ankle just below the left knee and pull your legs in towards you. Feel that stretch through the back of the thigh and should feel something in the glutes too. Making sure we're breathing through the stretch, and if you can, bring that knee closer towards the chest just to get a little bit deeper into it. And then we're going to lower that foot and do the same on the opposite side. So bring that left ankle just below that right knee, thread your hands through the gap and pull the knees towards your chest, making sure you take some good deep breaths in here. Bringing the knees closer towards the chest if that's available to you. You can also push the top knee away to get deeper stretch. And with that, you can roll yourself up in towards a seated position. And I just want to take the opportunity to thank you for joining me today. Please do check for the rest of the videos. This is part of a challenge, but you can do them in your own time and in your own sequence. See you soon. Bye.